Hello, everybody. Welcome into Talking Fitchburg on this Tuesday, October 6th, 2020. I'm Jeremy Crosby, alongside my favorite director, friend, and more, Andrew Bamlett. Welcome in. It's another beautiful day in the books here in this first week of October, and couldn't be happier. Getting the kids outside and enjoying that great fall weather. Fall weather. Yeah. No, it's been very nice out there. Did you like that fake laugh? Looking outside right now, it's just gorgeous out there. So get on outside after we get off the air here today and enjoy yourself some of this great temperatures while it's here. Either this is where you start to talk about, like, is this the last time we're going to see the 70s? Is this the last time we're going to, you start really talking about that. So, and again, parallel to last year, we were talking about snow and cold weather. So just saying, Andrew, it's a lot better now. And we got a busy show for you today, so I can't even stay here and talk anymore. We've got the Fire Prevention Week tips coming up. We're talking specifically about cooking fire safety today. We'll talk with Adam Dorn coming up, plus check in with Sarah Folkers at the Fitchburg Senior Center. She's here, give us an update on what's happening down in the Senior Center as, again, they're staying busy in different ways. We'll break that down for you coming up. But first, let's get right to it. A public hearing is scheduled to give feedback on the August service of Metro Transit. That's right. This public hearing is set for Wednesday, October 14th at 6 p.m. And you can sign up for this at mymetrobus.com/public hearing. This is to talk about, it says on Monday, October 14th, Metro Transit and City Madison Transportation Commission will hold a public hearing at 6 p.m. to review and discuss the service updates put into place on August 23rd of 2020. So if you are interested in learning more about this or providing feedback, there's many ways to do it. Just head out to the website Metro Transit and you can get the full details on how to submit your comments to the service. All right, polling location change for District 1. I want to remind you of this. You are now voting, if you're in District 1's wards 1 through 4, at Little John's Restaurant, located at 5302 Verona Road. For additional information on the voting, you can check out the website fitchburgwi.gov/voting, and the information is there. The best way to access this, by the way, is you're doing that through Anton Drive. So it's butts right up against Verona Road, thus gets the Verona Road address, but really it's on Anton Drive there. So that's where you'll be voting here for the upcoming election. Speaking of in-person absentee voting hours for the November 3rd election, that's coming up as well. Those are going to be kicking off here in late October, and you'll be voting in the Oak Hall space. And this in-person absentee voting starts on Tuesday, October 20th, and goes all the way through the 30th, October 20th through the 23rd. That'll be 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. Saturday, October 24th, it'll be 1 p.m., 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Monday, October 25th through October 29th, it'll be 8 a.m. to 7 p.m. The last day to vote in person absentee is on Friday, October 30th. That'll be 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Please make sure you bring a photo ID, and please make sure you bring your own black ballpoint pen to mark the ballot. We also encourage you to wear a mask when you come out for that in-person absentee voting. Still can request ballots right now for absentee voting. All right, the emotional impacts of COVID-19. We're going to talk a little bit about that today with Sarah down at the Fitchburg Senior Center. But there is some new information out there to help you guide through all of this turmoil. So there's trained crisis counselors that are available to help people better understand their situation and reactions, and assist in reviews of options, provide emotional support, and encourage linkage with resources. To refer yourself or someone you love to the Project Recovery, simply dial 211. To be connected to the United Way of Dane County, they will refer you to the closest Project Recovery contact. So very good resource there. And again, we'll talk with Sarah from the Fitchburg Senior Center about just that. And the social work picture as well. We have two great social workers that are here and still taking appointments for you at the Senior Center. You can talk to Sarah or Amy. Their numbers are on the screen, and they'll take one-on-one in-person appointments. You must call and schedule this appointment, 270-4290, and masks are required. All right, that does it for our headlines. Coming up next, we are going to just my daughter's turning on the music. No. We'll be wrapping up here with the headlines, moving into our guest segment, talking with Adam Dorn, Fitchburg Fire Department on Fire Prevention Week. And we're talking about cooking fire safety next right here on Talking Fitchburg.
You could be spreading the coronavirus without realizing you have it. So follow guidance from authorities where you live and do your part. It's important to limit in-person interaction with anyone outside of your immediate household, but phone and video chat are safe ways to connect. It's also important to limit any social gathering. This advice applies to people of any age, including teens and younger adults. Visit coronavirus.gov for the latest information.
You're there for them. We're here for you. Find free care guides at aarp.org/caregiving.
Welcome back into Talking Fitchburg. Joining me today from the Fitchburg Fire Department, it's Adam Dorn. Adam is part of our fire prevention outreach, the stuff that we're doing for Fire Prevention Week. And Dorn, today, kind of talked about it yesterday, but focusing in on actual cooking fire safety. I've always wanted to get into the kitchen with you, so you and I can make some really cool barbecue. But we'll get there someday. You and I look like barbecue lovers.
Yes.
But I want to get in there so we can actually like douse some fires or something. So we'll come to your house for that, right?
No, I thought we were coming to your place.
Oh, okay, yeah. This is why we can never do that segment together. In all seriousness, what we're gonna do is focus in on the kitchen today, and there's a few hot tips here, no pun intended, of keeping it safe in the kitchen, and maybe some acronyms here to help you through that. Dorn, we start with this: stay focused on the food. So important, as unattended fires lead to a lot of damage and even death.
Yeah, absolutely it does. Like you said, unattended cooking is actually the leading cause of fires in the kitchen. So when we're cooking stuff in the kitchen, we want to make sure that we stay in the kitchen whenever we're cooking, whether it's frying, boiling, grilling, broiling, doesn't matter. Stay focused there. Don't let other stuff distract you, whether it's your phone, the TV, trying to do something on the computer. Cooking is something that it needs your full attention, just like driving. So if you're going to leave the kitchen, turn the burner off, even if it's just for a short period of time. Some of the other things is that if you're going to be using the oven, or you're roasting foods, or you have a smoker, right? Make sure you stay home. Don't say, I'm going to start something and then take off, because stuff can happen while you're gone. You may not know about it in time, or it may be too late by the time you do realize it, or someone else even notices it. Use a timer to remind you that you are cooking. And one of the other things I've heard is that carry around a spoon with you if you do have to leave the kitchen, right? Remind yourself that you've got a spoon with you, and you go, oh yeah, that's something for me to go into the kitchen. Why do I have this? And you go back into the kitchen.
That's really that is a very smart idea there. Because I could totally see walking with I've got the two kids. You hear them in the background on our interviews here. But sometimes they get into a little scuffle, and, you turn around from cooking, and also I can see him stealing the spoon from me too. So, but that is a very smart tip there.
Yeah. And one of the other big things that we don't tend to think about, if you've been out on the town, you've had a good time, and went out at night, that's not a problem with that. But if you come home and you've consumed alcohol, or have taken a medication that makes you drowsy, don't cook. Don't. We've been to many calls where we've come for burnt food, and we found people laying in their apartment or their home, and we got called because the fire alarm system went off in the building. They didn't even know that something was wrong. So there's been many cases like that throughout the state. We just don't want you to be put yourself into that situation. So best thing to do is place an order for delivery or take out as you're leaving someplace. Take food out as you're leaving. So
Yeah, that's definitely a good one. Yeah, that night, last thing you should do is be cracking some eggs and cooking breakfast after getting home from a long night. Even if you're tired too. I mean, starting cooking after getting off a long shift or something, not a good idea there. So put a lid on it as the next category here. Ways of putting out different types of fires on the stove. Your kitchen surfaces. What do we got here?
Well, one thing to always remember is if you take these simple steps, a small fire can be prevented from getting out of control. So always keep a lid nearby when you're cooking. Doesn't matter what you're cooking, keep a lid nearby that you can get to easily. If it's a small grease fire or something else maybe comes into contact with the stove that catches on fire, we can at least put the lid over it to smother the fire and turn the burner off, let the pan cool if it is a grease fire, and just remove it from the heat. That's the best thing you can do. Never discharge a portable fire extinguisher into a grease fire because it actually spreads the fire. You are absolutely best to cover a grease fire and remove it from the heat. That is the best way to put a grease fire out. Like we said before, if you have a fire in the oven, turn the oven off and keep the door closed until it's cool. It's going to take some time, but if you do that, you don't have to worry about the fire getting bigger or into other area, the area around your stove. You're going to protect yourself. After the fire is out, make sure that you have the oven serviced before using it again. Cleaning, may have it checked by a professional, all of that kind of stuff. If you have a microwave oven as well, make sure you turn the microwave off right away and keep the door closed. It's just like an oven. It's just that it's a microwave. So those are some of the big things.
All right, keeping the cooking areas clear, another big one, and I can just see here the 3-foot distance for kids. I'm struggling with that one and working through with my soon-to-be 2-year-old. It's not easy to keep the kitchen clear when you are cooking at night. It can be a family thing, and people are hungry and want to eat, but could spell disaster.
Yeah, it's tough, when you have only a limited amount of room and everybody wants to be involved in cooking, especially when they're young kids, because it's a good place to teach them about what's hot and what's not in the kitchen, so that they understand how things work. It's a great teaching area. But some things to remember is that we want to make sure that we keep the cooking appliances and the clutter away from the cooking appliances, all the stuff that may end up on your counter. I know at my home, next to the stove, it kind of seems to be where everything kind of goes that comes in for the day. And it's like, yeah, we need to clean this. And it's generally a once a week thing where everything gets taken off, gone through, and the next day there's nothing there again, just because I've seen it happen where in some places that stuff just happens to get close to the burner and you don't realize it. And you may end up catching a piece of paper on fire, who knows what, right? So keep an eye on anything that can catch fire. Keep it away from the stovetop. That's your best bet, including dish towels. Make sure you have a 3-foot rule, around anything that's hot in your kitchen, stove, microwave, that kind of stuff. Keep your pets off the cooking surfaces and nearby countertops. Sometimes that's hard to do, especially if your dog likes to counter surf. And clean up the food and grease that may splatter as you cook.
All right, quickly, and something we'll talk a little bit more about this week is scalds and burns. And you had mentioned it in our first segment earlier in the week that this also is playing a big role since we've been in our homes more and doing more of the cooking. There has been more burn-related incidents as well.
Yeah, liquids and steams from the stove or oven do cause horrific injuries. So make sure that when you're cooking, you turn the handles in from the stove's edge, keep them to the inside. make sure that those containers with the hot liquids are not on the edges. Keep them further back of the counters and the stove. And let foods cool before you eat them. Sometimes we're in a rush and we don't like to let things cool down properly, but it's very important to do that. And if you want more information about burns and scalds specifically, I know we did an interview earlier this year with Kenny Aslan from West Bend, and he's a burn coordinator for the state of Wisconsin. He did a phenomenal job with us a couple months ago, and if you want more information, go check out that video.
I was just thinking of that when I did see that we talked to not only Kenny, but we also talked to UW Burn Center and Wound Care. So both great interviews and something you can go back and check out on Fact TV. Doran, we're out of time. We'll catch up with you again tomorrow. Appreciate your time, and we'll again see you tomorrow.
Sounds good. Thanks, Jeremy.
That's Adam Doran, Fitchburg Fire Department. Again, continuing our fire prevention week here on Fact TV and worldwide. Take a quick break. More to come. You're watching Talking Fitchburg.
See on page 4 that the projections need to be flood next Thursday.
Seriously? Thursday? Can't do that.
This is really inconvenient.
I have yoga that day.
I have no time for this.
So.
I can't do Thursday, but I can do Friday.
Disasters don't plan ahead. You can. Talk to your loved ones about how you're going to be ready in an emergency. Don't wait. Communicate.
You're the engine that makes all things go, and you're always in disguise, my hero. I see your light in the dark, smile in my face when we all know it's hard. You're doing a good job, a good job. You're doing a good job, don't get too down. The world needs you now, know that you matter, matter.
Welcome back into Talking Fitchburg. Joining me today from the Fitchburg Senior Center, it's one of two of our great social workers here. I've got Sarah Falkers here with us. Sarah, welcome back to the show. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Glad to have you back on here. I can't tell you that we've ever done 2 in a row together. So
no, I don't think so.
I'm now starting to get concerned because
I think I bumped Jill out of her monthly slot here.
Are you the new director of the Senior Center? Let's just get it out in the open.
Well, I wasn't going to say anything. Don't tell anybody.
All right. Mom's the word. Got it.
I'm just kidding. That's fake news.
No, that is. Oh, man. That's the worst thing they hear is fake. All right. I won't get started on that. Let's get right into this month's activities. A lot going on here the month of October for various reasons. I just feel like it's always a busy month no matter which way you look at it. But you have a big event coming up. We talked about it last month. And now you better pick up the information and get your flu shot. Sarah,
That's
right. Is there like this on the back of your car? Like, get your flu shot today? Like, is that the message you say like 10 times over a day?
Yes. So yeah, there's a lot. Pretty much whenever we're talking to anybody right now, we're asking them if they've had their flu shot. It's always important to get your flu shot when you're an older adult, but this year it's even more, just so much more important with COVID and everything. So Wednesday, October 21st at Fire Station 1 on Lacey Road, we are having a drive-through flu shots. So you just stay in your car, get your flu shot. You don't have to get out from 9 to 11 in the morning. And we have forms here to fill out. So a registration form, you can pick one up here at the center. There's usually staff here between 8:30 and 1:30 during the week. Or you can go online, maybe to our website, and you can link to the form.
Yep, it's right in the newsletter for those of you participating online. It's right in their newsletter, the intake link. And I love the pharmacy, by the way. The Fitchburg Pharmacy is awesome, and it has been a great partner with you.
Yep.
But the web link, what a great pharmacy. I've been laughing every time we get to talk about this story. So Thad and all the gang down there doing a great job here and helping us out. And the fact that you can stay in your car. You'll come in to Fire Station 1. That's the one on Lacey Road.
Yep.
You're going to come off Muchler, then come into the back of the building and exit back onto Lacey. So we're excited. And you said you got intake forms right at almost at City Hall, but at the senior center.
Yep.
For people to pick up, so they can stop in and get those anytime.
Yep, absolutely. Well, not anytime, but anytime we're here, which is not normal. So usually 8:30 to 1:30, is at least one staff person here.
I've got it written down here, and that's the only reason I bring that up. 9 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Fridays.
Yes.
Sometime in that time frame, but you may want to call. Pick up the phone and call. Make sure that you guys are in.
It's always
because you got a lot going on.
Call. Always a good idea to call ahead of time.
Absolutely. Continuing the theme here with your health, emotional impacts of COVID-19, something we talked about last time, but you guys do have it in the newsletter here. So wanted to just make sure that you share the resources out for people who are feeling isolated, feeling there's a whole bunch of feelings, I'm sure, right now.
Yeah, and it's obviously not just affecting older adults, it affects everybody. So it's a newer resource that I wasn't aware of actually till recently, called Project Recovery. And what you can do if you want to be referred to, to a therapist or a counselor, you can call United Way 211 and just ask, tell them that you are calling about Project Recovery and that you would like to be connected to a counselor in your area. I don't really have a lot of details about where these counselors are from. I imagine they're probably scattered around Dane County, from different agencies, different organizations, but they have chosen to be on the directory of these outreach counselors that people can talk to about just the huge emotional impacts that COVID has had on everybody. And it's affected everybody. I wouldn't believe it if somebody said that they had not been emotionally impacted in some way, maybe minor, but in some way. Everybody has been impacted, and that's what these resources are out there for, is for people to reach out. And certainly we're doing some one-on-one, not necessarily counseling, but Amy and I with our social work clients are talking to a lot of people on the phone on a regular basis, just, so they have somebody to talk to, especially if they live alone. We're just trying to really encourage people to stay positive, and, it's hard. It's hard for everybody. So Project Recovery, United Way 211.
Yeah, it's a good, very good resource that you can check into. Just being September being Mental Health Awareness Month was a good time. We talked a little bit about those resources out there, but nevertheless, right now is the time to definitely ask for help. And as far as the social work goes, you and Amy are both still accepting one-on-one appointments, it looks like. Again, for people who don't know what you're there for, you are missing out.
That's right. I agree. I second that emotion.
So tell us, tell us that. Hey, I like it. That's a song right there. Tell us some of the things that you have been working on and can help with, because it's a lot.
Well, it is. And, normally we're doing mostly in person. In non-COVID times, we have, people coming in and out of our offices all the time. But right now, the biggest thing that I think that for me, at least, and probably for Amy too, is right now is the absentee voting. So people are either asking for help requesting an absentee ballot, which we can do online on the My Vote Wisconsin website. It's pretty easy. So we're doing that. We're doing a lot of witnessing of people's absentee ballots because a lot of people live alone who we work with. We also now we're going to be able to offer some transportation for early voting, in-person voting at City Hall, which I think runs from October 20th to the 30th. different times each day, but we have our transportation or bus that can pick up to 3 people at a time and come for early in-person voting. So that's something, it's a lot about voting. The absentee ballots are huge. And Amy and I are also doing a lot of work with Medicare drug plans. So October 15th starts Medicare Part D open enrollment. So people can see what 2021 drug plans there are for Medicare, and we can help them choose one that will save money, or just kind of see if there's a better plan for them out there that will save them some cash.
Yeah, that's and something that you've been helpful with for many, many years. Yes. In fact, even prior to even doing Talking Fitchburg, I can remember seeing all the flyers go out for helping with this. Very confusing at times when it comes to Medicare and Medicaid. And glad that both of you are down there and are a great resource to help people navigate that, because that stuff is scary. That's scary to me, and
it's overwhelming to a lot of people. And if they're not familiar with computers, then it makes it even harder. So we can do in person, we can do over the phone, we can do Zoom, like we're doing right now. It's really up to whatever they feel comfortable with. But we're still doing it, so people can call and schedule appointments, and hopefully before December 7th. That's the end is December 7th. So
coming up fast already.
Yeah, it is.
Scary to say that, but it is. It really does come up fast. So don't wait like this guy probably would, and get it done right away. And you'll make Sarah and Amy very happy.
Yeah,
don't want to make them mad.
Don't call us on December 6th and ask if you can change your drug plan.
Well, I'm sure it comes with a smile before it comes with too late.
Absolutely. There's always a smile here, and in non-COVID times, there's lots of hugs from who.
Absolutely. Well, Sarah, thank you so much for the time, as always. Stay safe out there.
You too.
And again, thank you to you, Amy, and everybody at the Fitchburg Senior Center. I know this is not one of the areas that definitely has been hit among others with just not being able to see your regulars and to be together. It's just a lot different, but one way or another, we're going to reach everybody. We're going to get there.
That's the goal.
And that's because of your guys' work. So thank you.
Thank you, Jeremy. Thanks for having me.
No problem. Sarah Falker is one of 2 social workers, and again, great staff there at the Fitchburg Senior Center. Give them a call. They'll certainly point you in the right direction on whatever you need. And maybe Sarah will take you to the polls. I don't know. No, that was the bus.
The bus will, but I'll witness your absentee ballot.
Oh, you're a witness. All right, fantastic. I've got my ballot ready. I'll bring it in and have you witness. All right. Well, thank you, Sarah.
Thanks.
All right. We'll take a quick break, wrap it up here. You're watching Talking Fitchburg.
After you joined our family, it was like, I really do feel complete now.
Welcome back into Talking Fitchburg. Wrapping up the show for today, I want to thank our friend Adam Dorn and Sarah Folkers from the Fitchburg Senior Center. Both of them great guests here on TF, and we're always glad to have them. Again, we'll continue our Fire Prevention Week talks tomorrow with Adam Dorn, and we'll check back in with the Senior Center later. November. Crazy. All right, as we wrap up the show, we always say this: stay connected with Fact TV all day long. And of course, you can follow us on social media. Have a great day, everybody. We'll see you back here tomorrow.